Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. I'm Yamajit, and I'm so very glad that you can join us today for the next in our series on Tantric meditation. Tonight we'll be featuring a sadhana dedicated to Ma Swetakali, the white Kali, who we see in this painting here. And this will be a meditation for the removal of fears and anxieties. In this session, we'll be looking to reduce fear in our lives and expand our awareness to the true realities around us. This meditation is a modification of a practice from the book Cho Practice Demystified by Baal Kedman. Instead of offering ourselves to one of our inner demons, instead we will give ourselves to a form of Ma Kali for the purpose of restoring balance in our lives through the transformation of malevolent energies. I've modified this practice to honor the four forms of the goddess Kali, for whom this temple, Tridevi Chamunda Mandir, is dedicated. We'll be working with a different archetype over the next 4 weeks. So during this series within a series, I will be working first with Ma Swetakali, the white Kali, then Ma Bhadrakali, the benevolent mother, Ma Dakshinkali, the wrathful protector, and Mahakali, the combined force of those three, the Tridevi, the three goddesses. We'll begin with Ma Swetakali because she's very much my patron. This is my favorite form of the Divine Mother, and her temple in Kathmandu is my all-time favorite as well. So our practice will be given as a guided meditation, and since this is a visual process, you can use the image of this painting of Ma Swetakali as your guide. This practice, by the way, can be done for any deity. So you are welcome to make your own modifications to this meditation in the future. If you choose to do this, having a picture or statuette of your chosen deity will be very helpful. You'll also need to know a mantra for your deity. And it may also be helpful as well to know a legend or a story connected with your deity as well. So let's begin by first closing our eyes and breathing deeply. Deep, slow, yogic breaths. Make any adjustments that you might need to be comfortable, preferably with your back straight and your chest open. This is typically a seated meditation, but it can also be done lying on your back in Shavasana as well. So breathing out the concerns of the day, the thoughts of yesterday and tomorrow. Breathe in relaxation and focus upon the present moment. So now I invite you to think about a situation in your life where there is fear, anxiety, or maybe some aspect of your life where you feel insecurity. Just think about it. Maybe visualize it. Perhaps notice where you feel these things in your body as you think about this particular issue. And now take some time to acknowledge that the Divine Mother is with you always, to guide you toward resolution and the restoration of peace in your life. And take a moment, too, to also acknowledge that you're taking part in this practice is an important step toward healing and bringing your personal issue to resolution. Now I invite you to take a deep and clearing breath. Slowly open your eyes, keeping your gaze relaxed while looking at your screen and this image of Ma Swetakali. Just look upon her image, breathe deeply, and listen now to her story. In the Kathmandu Valley of Nepal, Kali is an important form of the Divine Mother who manifests in several forms. One form who acts as a divine teacher and guide is the white Kali known as Swetakali, also known as Nardevi, the goddess of humanity, or Netamadu Aima, the grandmother who guides us towards sweetness. Once in the 8th century of the Common Era, a king of the neighboring city-state of Patan was on a hunting trip in the jungles near Kathmandu. While stalking deer, he became separated from his party. As the darkness of night approached, he began to feel fearful, and he wandered in circles. He was suddenly charged by a bull elephant. The king ran behind a large banyan tree and, believing that he would die, fainted in a panic. The jungle grew quiet as darkness approached, and stars appeared in the night sky. The king laid there motionless as if dead. "Silly man," a quiet voice spoke, and the king slowly opened his eyes. Like so many, you believe that your existence ends with the death of your physical shell. The king stirred, confused by the words he heard. Death is but an illustration, is but an illusion, the maya of your body and its 5 senses. Because of your obsession with the material, you became fearful. But were you ever really lost? Can't you see the lamps and fires of Kathmandu so very close by? The king realized how foolish he had been, and he saw the figure who had been speaking to him, illuminated by the nearby lights. Her wrinkled skin was white. She was naked except for an animal hide. She squatted in a birth-giving pose. She had pendulous breasts that had given nourishment to countless children. She wore a crown bearing 5 skulls and was adorned with golden jewelry. And she wore a necklace of severed heads. The goddess had 8 arms, holding an elephant goad, a damaru drum, a bloody sword, a shield, and a noose. She also held a trident, which bore 3 heads on its shaft, one freshly cut, the other in a state of decomposition, and a third, simply a fleshless skull. She also held a cup fashioned from the top of a human skull, and her remaining hand was held in the mudra of no fear. Though at first she appeared frightening in form, the king noticed a peaceful, comforting, motherly expression upon her face. She also bore a third eye glowing in the center of her forehead. The king knew at that moment that he had stumbled upon the abode of the Divine Mother. He fell to her feet, worshiping her, and vowed to build a temple to her on that spot. When the goddess faded from sight, the king rose and walked toward the nearby city, feeling a sense of peace and enlightened awareness. Soon after, another king, who ruled the nearby city of Bhaktipur, also received a visitation from the white Kali in his bedchamber. He vowed to assist the king of Patan in building her temple. Today, the temple sits upon a busy street corner in Kathmandu, adjacent to the city's Darbar or Royal Square. It consists of a 3-tiered golden pagoda-like roof, supported by female lions, and posts carved in the shapes of various deities. Traditionally, this is traditional for a Devi temple. A small temple to the god Shiva is also located next to it. Above its entrance is an elaborate brass relief of Nardevi Kali. Inside the temple, on the high altar, are silver images of Swetakali and other forms of the Divine Mother. The temple is visited by the locals throughout the day, especially during the morning and evening commutes. In 1934, a devastating earthquake rocked Kathmandu, destroying and damaging much of the surrounding area, yet the temple to Ma Swetakali, Nardevi Mandir, survived with no damage. To celebrate, dance festivals have been held outside the temple ever since. When a similar earthquake struck Kathmandu in 2015, once again, the temple to the white Kali survived undamaged. Nardevi is my personal favorite in Kathmandu. I first visited there in 2010 while doing volunteer teaching and pilgrimage in Nepal. In 2015, Kali in the form of Nardevi became a great source of comfort to me as my own mother was dying. It was during this time that the earthquake struck, and my first thoughts, other than those for the people who survived the quake, were for the fate of my favorite temple. I spent several days searching the internet, trying to find if the temple survived. About a week following the earthquake, I found a Facebook posting with someone living in the Nardevi area, which included a photograph showing the massive destruction in the distance, though in the dust-suspended air, I could see the shape of Nardevi Mandir still standing undamaged. I soon after hosted a puja dedicated to Ma Swetakali for the purpose of raising money for earthquake relief. Because my mother was stricken that year, I had closed my temple in central Denver to care for her. She died at the age of 93 that year, and I inherited the house where I had grown up, having moved into it with my wife and stepson, and it has also become the new location for my temple, now called Tridevi Chamunda Mandir. On the temple altars, Ma Swetakali occupies a central position. I had the opportunity to share that story of my temple with a member of the family caring for the Nardevi temple in Kathmandu when I visited there again in the fall of 2018. Jai Ma. I now invite you to once again close your eyes and keep breathing deeply and listen to my words as I take you through this practice step by step. So with your eyes closed, I invite you to hold the image of the Ma Swetakali painting in your mind. And we will now recite her mantra 12 times. Om Aing Swetakali Namah. 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 And now that the mantra is completed, I invite you to visualize yourself, that is your body, turning into a fine white mist. See yourself slowly dissolving into this foggy mist. And then begin to send your mist to Ma Swetakali and let her drink of it or breathe it in. You can also see your mist entering her through her third eye. Watch as the essence of your body is slowly being absorbed by the Divine Mother. See every last ounce of you enter her. Your body is gone, so at this point you're only looking upon her as an absorber. And now that you've been consumed, I invite you to gaze upon her, the image you are holding in your mind, and especially the motherly expression upon her face. And now I invite you to merge your consciousness with hers. See yourself approaching her, embracing her, and joining into her, becoming one being. It will be at this point when you feel an emotional or maybe physical shift, some kind of felt sense, Notice what you feel. Where is it happening in your physical body? Just take some time and witness any changes and honor the transformation. And then rest for a while in a state of stillness and silence. And use this time to fully integrate the practice. Nothing to do at this point. Nothing to accomplish. Just being in the present moment. Jema, Jema. And then I invite you to take a deep and clearing breath, letting go of the meditation, bringing your awareness back to your personal space, noticing the sounds in your area, like the sound of my voice. Notice the sensation of your body, seated or lying where it is. Slowly move your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, your arms and your legs. And then I invite you to take another deep and clearing breath. Slowly, bringing the palms of your hands together at your heart center while keeping your eyes closed. Taking a moment to thank the Divine Mother, Swetakali, for what she may have shared with you at this time. Take a moment also to give gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice this evening. Knowing that you can watch the recorded broadcast at any time whenever you feel a need to do this meditation again. Listening to our final benediction. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Slowly opening your eyes, keeping a relaxed gaze. Namaste. Blessings always. Thank you so very much. Jai Mata Di. So I hope you enjoyed that short meditation. I invite you to just be open to the effects of a meditation like this over these next few days. Maybe some new ideas or flashes of insight, maybe noticing yourself handling a certain situation a little bit differently, maybe with less fear or anxiety or insecurity. Maybe even something like the right book falling into your hand. Also, this process, this type of meditation may take more than one session. So again, please feel free to do this meditation again from the recording of this broadcast. And this will be true for the ones I'll be sharing for the next 3 weeks. And again, you can do this type of meditation for any deity that you choose. So finding an image of your chosen deity would be very helpful. Closing your eyes, doing some deep breathing, taking some time to ground, to center, to clear your mind. Open your eyes and look upon that deity image. Maybe think about or recall a legend or story connected with your deity. And then closing your eyes and holding that image in your mind's eye. Reciting the deity's mantra slowly 12 times. And then imagine yourself, your body, really the idea of your body, slowly dissolving into a fine mist until there's nothing left, and your deity taking that mist in, breathing it in, drinking it in. Maybe again, that mist going through the third eye. And then when you've been completely consumed, Again, looking upon that image of the deity in your mind's eye, maybe notice certain qualities, its facial expression, something it's holding. And then envision yourself going toward the deity and embracing the deity and merging with the deity, becoming one with the deity. And this last part's really important. And then just being aware of any change in the felt sense, any change on the emotional level that happens as that occurs. It's when that felt sense occurs that truly lasting changes happen. And then take a moment and just rest in stillness and silence. Integrate the practice. And then when you feel ready, give thanks to the deity and slowly open your eyes. So I look forward to you joining me next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, where we'll honor another Kali archetype, Ma Bhadrakali, the benevolent mother. And then I hope you'll also join me 7 o'clock this coming Friday, either live on YouTube, or you're welcome to come to our temple and participate in person. We'll be doing our monthly Yoga Nidra practice, and this will be a very special one, really in honor of the beginning of the new academic year, which is happening this week. And it'll be a special Yoga Nidra in honor of Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. So look forward to you joining me either way. Thank you again. And once again, namaste. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful evening and wonderful few days ahead. Jai Ma.